This is Focal Point with Brian Fisher on AFR Talk.
Hi, and welcome back to Focal Point AFR Talk. Brian Fisher is my name. 888-589-8840, the number to call, 888-589-8840. Just a reminder, we are partnering this month with India Partners, doing a great work of rescuing children that live in the dangerous red light districts of Mumbai, India. You have literally millions of children in India that are, and around the world, that are trafficked into prostitution. So these children, they didn't choose to be in this environment. They were brought into this environment. It's the red light district. They experience abuse, drug addiction, trauma. Often as young as 8, they are introduced into the world of prostitution in these red light areas. And India Partners operates these safe houses in Mumbai that are away from the red light district. They can get these children out of these brothels. They can be relocated to these safe houses. They can get room and board. They can get school. They can get an education. They can get private tutoring. They can get medical attention. They can get counseling. They can hear about the life-changing message of Jesus Christ. And just for $7.08 a day, you can provide, for $7.08, you can provide 1 day of safety, rescue, and care for one child. $50 will provide a week's worth of safety, rescue, and care for one child. $200, a little over $200 will provide a month of safety, rescue, and care for one child. For a little over $2,500, you can provide an entire year of safety, rescue, and care for one needy child in Mumbai, India. So call 800-678-9962, 800-678-9962, or you can give online at afr.net. Now, a lot of developments in the ObamaCare world today. Maybe you saw this story. Now we discover, remember President Obama was all about outsourcing. He was all over American companies. He was condemning them. He was judging them. He was right up in their kitchen, right up in their grill for outsourcing jobs. That's unpatriotic. That's un-American. What's wrong with these corporations outsourcing these jobs to other countries? We need to keep them right here in the good old U.S. of A. Any patriotic American would do the same thing. Well, now it turns out, we discovered just today that part of his ObamaCare website was built in Belarus. Now, Belarus is attached to Russia. It is the last remaining Stalinist dictatorship in the world, and Obama had them building the ObamaCare website. It was built by Russian developers in Belarus. And now we're discovering that they inserted malicious malware, malicious code in the ObamaCare website. There's a very, very good chance that it happened. Here's Bill Gertz, who does great work on national security issues, writing in the Washington Free Beacon today. U.S. intelligence is urging the Obama administration to check its new healthcare computer network for malicious software after learning that developers linked to the Belarusian government helped produce the website. Talk about outsourcing. He didn't even outsource it to a capitalist country, to a European country. He outsourced it to a Stalinist dictatorship. And private data posted by millions of Americans consequently could be compromised. Officials warned that programmers in Belarus, a former Soviet republic closely aligned with Russia, were suspected of inserting malicious code that could be used for cyber attacks, said U.S. officials familiar with concerns. Now, here's the catch. We didn't even find out about this until one of the officials in Belarus was bragging about it on the radio last month. We had no idea. We had no idea that this had been outsourced to a Stalinist dictatorship. Didn't find it out till the guy goes on the radio last month and starts bragging about it. So that's what's going on. And they're saying, look, this could lead to cyber attacks in the United States. They may have planted code inside the software that's on that website that gives them sort of internal access, not only to private information from American citizens, but they may have other equally or maybe even more sinister plans for that. So again, that's going on with Obamacare. The Congressional Budget Office is now out there saying that Obamacare will cost the economy 2 million fewer workers by 2017. By 2024, be 2.5 million workers, fewer workers. Obamacare is killing jobs. Here's the CBO. Again, this is nonpartisan, Congressional Budget Office, nonpartisan. Obamacare is going to be responsible for the loss, the elimination of 2.5 million jobs by 2024, 2 million jobs by 2017. Here's a story from Newsmax. In devastating new estimates on the economic effects of Obamacare, the CBO said Tuesday that President Barack Obama's signature health insurance reform law will result in a bigger reduction in working hours than previously anticipated. It's always worse than anybody expects. The report said that by 2017, due partly to smaller companies reducing worker hours to avoid requirements to offer full-time workers health insurance, there will be the equivalent of 2 million fewer full-time equivalent workers by 2021. There will be 2.3 million fewer. By 2024, 2.5 million workers. Now, just 3 years ago, CBO said, yeah, it'll cost about 800,000 full-time equivalent workers. Now they have tripled that estimate. So that's also going on with Obamacare. Byron York's got a piece on the Washington Examiner that it's going to reduce incomes of most Americans. So not only are 2.5 million people going to be out of work, the people that are working are going to have their incomes reduced. So it's a massive redistribution of wealth program. Byron York says this: a new study finds that Obamacare's redistribution will be stunningly lopsided. Scholars at the liberal, I repeat, liberal Brookings Institution, I think it's Brookings Institute, anyway, have discovered that Obamacare will increase the income of Americans in the lowest 20% of the income scale, but all other income groups. So people in the lowest 20% of income, they're going to see a bump in their overall income and benefits and all that kind of stuff. But everybody else, the other 80% of the American people, even people that make modest incomes in the $25,000 to $30,000 range, are going to see a reduction in their income. So once again, Obamacare is hurting the very people that it is supposed to help. And it's starting to kill people. Let's grab clip number 5. This is Ann Coulter, and she's talking about an exchange that she had with a friend of hers whose sister had a major health issue, and she describes how that whole situation worked out. Let's listen.
A shocking and horrible thing happened to me yesterday. I mean, this does have real-world consequences. I got up in the morning and got an email from a friend saying my sister almost died because of Obamacare. She had been thrown off her insurance plan. You know, Blue Shield's completely just pulled out of California. A lot of insurance companies have just had to pull out. And there is no competition. I mean, there is fake competition. There are a million insurance companies, but they all have to provide, under federal law, the exact same product. So, you know, have at it. Go and compete. Anyway, she'd been thrown off her insurance. She was trying to get insurance some other way, get on Obamacare. She couldn't get through the website, and she started to get a fever, but she didn't want to go to the emergency room. She didn't know what it was until she got her insurance. So she put it off. She put it off. On Thursday, she went into septic shock. I was giving a speech yesterday, a lunch speech, so I went down. I mentioned this during the speech, that this woman, you know, she nearly died. She went into septic shock, got up to my hotel room after the speech, and my friend sent me an email saying my sister died from Obamacare.
So there you have it. There's a fatality directly related to Obamacare. Got bounced off her insurance, couldn't get new insurance, goes into septic shock, doesn't know it. She doesn't have insurance. She doesn't want to go to the hospital. Now she is dead. Obamacare claiming its first but not its last victim. Rob, let's grab soundbite number 10. This is the second under those workers who discovered the impact of Obamacare. I played the first clip last week. I won't play it again, but here's clip number 2. These are workers at an auto repair shop in Pennsylvania. And the insurance agent is sitting down with them and walking through with them what the impact of Obamacare is going to be on their premiums, their co-pays, and their deductibles. And you talk about septic shock. That's what you see on these people's faces. Let's listen.
Since Obamacare went into effect, pediatric dental and vision exams are covered. That's a bonus for Brian, Christy, and Judy, but not for Jeff and Dave. Generic drugs are also significantly cheaper. We ask each staffer what they think of their new deal.
Deductible's terrible. I mean, how many people actually can come up with that deductible money if they get into an emergency room?
Dave's monthly premium goes up modestly by about $50. Christy, though, not so lucky. Her monthly premium jumps $260. That's 30%.
$895 a month for health insurance is coming out of my pocket. That's a house payment for most people.
Brian actually saves $77 a month, but that $4,000 family deductible,
It's going to be a pretty big hit in the pocket.
and Jeff is in the same boat.
They call it the Affordable Health Plan. There's nothing affordable about it. I can't afford it.
His new premium is only $28 more a month, but Jeff says he's going to have to suck it up if he ever gets hurt because that deductible is just too much.
Wake up, America. This isn't acceptable. It's not acceptable.
But it's 53-year-old Judy who gets hit the worst.
What's your increase? From $929 to $1316 a month.
That's a 42% increase added to her new $4,000 deductible.
How do you add all that together?
How are you going to do that?
I don't know.
Back in the shop,
We're going to replace this rad support.
owner Gary Simonetta has his own worries. His monthly premium just jumped $584. That's 63%.
The small businesses are the heart of America. So how's that going to affect everybody? It's not good.
Broker Charles Moore agrees.
One size does not fit all in medical insurance, and unfortunately that's one of the big downsides to the Affordable Care Act.
Downsides that leave Judy wondering if she can ever afford now to get sick.
I don't know how President Obama thinks that he's helping us. Because we can't afford this. We can't afford to pay these copays, to pay these deductibles on what we're making.
All right, so there you have it. Those are ordinary people. These are ordinary people. These are salt of the earth Americans, just working hard, showing up every day, giving their employer the best they've got to give, and they're being priced out of health insurance. They can't afford it. It's going to break the bank. We have a testimony early in the segment. It's actually killing people. Got bounced off their insurance. They can't get new insurance. They wind up dying because they got no insurance to go to Obamacare now or go to the hospital. Now, you listen to Republicans. They're trying to salvage something out of Obamacare. They're trying to salvage something. No lifetime caps and other things like that. Keep kids on the insurance till 26. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing to salvage in Obamacare. Nothing. Zip. Zero. Nada. Zilch. The whole thing has got to go. Got to uproot it, root and branch, and toss it in the landfill. Focal Point AFR Talk back in 2. Stay with us.